Hi, welcome back. We're still on the Isle of Wight and returning from a boat trip to the Needles Lighthouse. The lighthouse was built by Trinity House in 1859 and it replaced an earlier lighthouse which was on top of the cliff. If you're not familiar, Trinity House are a charity in the UK who are responsible for safety at sea and the safety of mariners, and they have history going back over 500 years. The light is visible for 17 nautical miles and it's been fully automated since 1994. The Needles here is the westernmost point on the Isle of Wight. The boat lands in Allen Bay and then you have a choice to make of either to climb some very steep steps or to take the chairlift, which opened in 1973. At the top on the cliff there's a small amusement park which also has some shops and places to eat. The name of the Needles comes from a piece of rock that isn't there anymore. There used to be a needle-shaped pillar which local people call Lot's Wife, but this collapsed in a storm in 1764. This is a really interesting place to visit. The seabed is a marine conservation zone and the heath above the cliffs is a site of special scientific interest. I didn't realise before we went on the chairlift, but this is actually a really windy place, and the highest ever wind recorded in England here was in 2022 at 122 miles an hour, so you can understand why they needed to have a lighthouse. Our main reason for coming here was to visit the military site. There are two gun batteries on top of the cliff, the old battery and the new battery. The old battery was opened in 1862 and it's what people called a Palmerston Fort. This was built during Victorian times because of the perceived threat of a French invasion. There are a number of these forts located along the south coast of England. They're called Palmerston because Lord Palmerston was a British Prime Minister at the time and he strongly advocated for this. The forts weren't used in anger for quite some time and people mocked and called these Palmerston's follies. In 1870, France lost the Franco-Prussian War and effectively became an ally of the UK, so the forts were not needed anymore. The new battery was completed in 1895, however this did see action during both the First and Second World Wars. This is a really interesting place because from 1955 it was used as a secret test site for Britain's intercontinental ballistic missile programme. Both the Black Knight and Black Arrow rockets were developed here. In 1971 the Black Arrow launched Britain's first ever completely home-built satellite, which was called Prospero, although it was actually launched from southern Australia. On top of the cliff there's a monument to the Italian engineer and inventor Marconi. This is a place in December 1897 where Marconi made the first ever radio transmission or wireless transmission. This really is a place that changed the history of the world, and all modern communications or telecommunications are based on the work that Marconi did.